liquid lunch, and we just figured it out. We know what Natalie's going to do now. She's going to be blonde because Silja's blonde too, right, Silja?
That's true. Yes.
So blondes have more fun. We were just getting into that.
We do. Nothing doing. Life is always fun, right?
Life is always fun. That's
but more
right.
fun as a blonde.
More fun as a blonde.
Yeah, I've only been orange besides blonde, so I don't really know how the dark-haired girls have it, but
No?
no.
I was orange one time. I liked it too.
You liked orange?
Yeah. I liked
Because
it.
every color is associated, and you may know this, Silja, because you're a holistic personal trainer, right? But every color is associated with a chakra, right?
True.
And you know what chakra orange is associated with, right?
Have no idea. Or at least I refuse to tell.
Well, it's that one. One that everyone is imagining right now.
Yes. Well, let's keep the imagination going.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're the coach. You're the personal trainer.
True.
Coach me.
Well, yeah, that doesn't go this way. So let's start asking questions, Hugh.
That's a good idea.
What would you like to be coached on?
Well, okay. Let's stop being silly now because
Yeah.
we started off silly. But let's talk about the kind of coaching that you do, because it seems to me personal coaching is it's kind of a new and growing field, and I'm interested in your story. Maybe you can kind of give us an introduction to yourself and to the work you do by telling us the story of how you got to be doing this in your life. Like, what's your path? How did you get to this point?
Well, it's actually quite short path, if I may say so, because I started out as a 3-year-old. I started dancing, and to be quite honest, my first class that I gave was when I was at age 8. So I was teaching, of course, much younger girls than myself, but I was 8 years old. And after that, I finished my professional dancing career when I was 16, and I continued very naturally to, at that time, aerobics and fitness. And from this fitness part, I developed to fitness coaching, to personal training. And I think I was around 17 or 18 when I realized that my, so to say, calling or passion is to help and support people, to teach them what they can do with at that time, what they can do with their bodies. And now I have just realized that, of course, we not only our bodies, because that's just the thing that we're using in order for our soul to have a better place, right? At least while we are in this life. And then I just continued taking the whole holistic part of a human being, which is the body, mind, and soul.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I don't really say that I'm a coach. I call myself holistic personal trainer because for a lot of people it's easier to realize when you say personal training, everyone understands that has to do with physics.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that everyone is yet there to understand that we are so much more than bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people struggle with the fact that they would have to have a life coach, or they would have to go to a psychologist, or I'm not going to a shrink, I'm not stupid, I'm not crazy, right? So it's often very much easier for people to start from the physical part and then start the journey from outside and then start from inside out.
This is off topic, but what part of Europe are you from?
I am born and raised in Estonia, which is the very northeastern part of Europe, and I have been living in Denmark, so I'm sort of a
Baltic girl.
A Baltic girl, yes. And people, whenever they try to figure out what is my...
That accent, I'm like trying to
and
figure
they go
out...
like,
Because I know J is like, could be Slovenian. I know it's lots of those, like...
Well, the name actually, Silja, is Finnish.
Okay.
So this Silja is Finnish version of Cecilia. So, yeah.
Because the Finns and the Estonians have some linguistic similarities, don't they?
Very much indeed. Very good, Hugh. I'm impressed. Very nice. There you go. It is the
You're
same
making him
language group.
blush.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
What does the red mean for the chakras? Because now you have like a nice...
I don't know. Forget.
He just refuses to say.
Red is the base one?
What?
Base
I don't-
chakra? Okay,
Bass.
okay. I don't know.
I don't even know what that means.
I know bass, you just think of guitar, but okay.
Bass.
Anyways.
How low can you go?
Okay. Quite low. But who's counting or who's taking
Who's measuring?
Yeah, no one's measuring.
Now, Silja, did you have to overcome certain things on your own that through the process yet you are now able to, convey that to other people?
Well, I would have to say that my biggest overcoming, and I call myself a perfectionist in recovery, is my perfectionism. since I was very little, that all the turns and twists and everything had to be like perfect on the line. And that also made me to realize that a lot of people are like that when they start physical activity. It doesn't matter what it is. Let's say you take yoga, for example, because yoga is still very popular and people would like to have their balance, right? We talk all the time about balance and well-being. So a lot of people, they go to yoga because of that. So a lot of people go to a yoga class and they measure themselves and compare themselves to other people in there. Like the yogi who has been doing it for 50 years. We're not supposed to be at par with that person who has been doing it that for a long time. And what I realized is my perfectionism kept me from being as good as I can be, because I was measuring myself up to everyone else all the time. And a lot of people do the same thing in doesn't matter whether it's mental, physical, or spiritual. We measure ourselves and compare ourselves to everyone else around us, instead of realizing that the only person we can face and measure ourselves with is ourselves, and compared to what we were yesterday, not what we are going to be in 10 years. So I think my biggest challenge has been the perfectionism thing.
Everybody's got some issue like that, whether it's like some people don't have the perfectionist issue, but some people do, but they got other issues, some other problem, right? Some other thing, and then people, Natalie's.
No, I was just I just had a question. Like, so say, okay, like you have goals or you have dreams. So in your mind, you might want to do them, or you want to do them. But then when it comes time to actually taking the action or going out and get it, like do people ever come to you and they're like, I have this vision, I know what I want, but then to go and get it, I just feel lazy, or I feel like I'm not good enough, or I'm too scared to go out and get it. And then, so how do you like make everything harmonize so that you can go on?
Well, the story what you're telling is being a human being, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, our nature is to do things as easy as possible, because we also want to conserve our energy. So when people say, oh, I'm so lazy, well, welcome to human life. We are all lazy, whether we want to call it as being lazy, or whether it's just we want to do everything as good as possible with using as little energy as possible. So there's nothing to it. Usually the biggest thing is to figure out, is this really your goal? Is this really what you want? Or is this something that everyone else has told you that you should be doing?
Yeah.
Like we often see parents saying that, oh, you have to be the super duper NHL player. The kid doesn't even like hockey, right? Maybe the parent wants to be a hockey star, but the kid wants to maybe do ballet. I don't know, do something else. So a lot of times this is the first step, is to realize, is this my goal? Do I really want this? Am I capable of doing this? I mean, if I'm, I don't know, 4 feet 3 and I want to become a basketball player, I'm probably a bit challenged in that area, right? I would have to jump way higher than everyone else in order to be able to play the game.
Well, you could play midget.
True. Do they have a league?
I don't know.
Would be cool though. But yeah, it's the first thing is to realize whether you're actually capable of doing those things and whether it's your dream. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Do you find in your work when you're talking to somebody that they think they want to do, like, do you have a story where they really thought they wanted to do something and then they realized, I don't want to do that at all. That was an imprint or something that my parents gave, or something like that. Or maybe even you. I don't know. Did you?
No. See, I'm so very blessed. I really feel that I'm extremely blessed. I told you, at age 8. I had my first class and I loved it. And ever since I've been teaching people around me, like kids, grown-ups, old people. My youngest clients in my holistic practice have been 6-year-old. So.
Now, did they come to see you on their own, or did their parents drag them?
What do you think?
Probably their parents dragged them to you.
Yeah. But see, a good thing is that when a parent realizes that maybe this kid needs help and support, and they're not able to do that, so this is actually fantastic, right?
So so what does it look like when you're working with a 6-year-old? Like, what does that process look like?
Well, this process was more of, you go through games, right? When the parents realize that there's let's say a health issue, maybe the kid is a bit on the heavier side, or doesn't have too many friends and can't communicate with kids around, or whatever the thing is, then I go there and I become a friend. Because obviously the parents can't push the kid as hard because the kid has a different sort of authority, right? I mean, we all know that. Parents usually say that the kids are. Is everyone okay there?
Okay.
Parents usually say that the kids are so much nicer with someone else. At home they go like wild, right? And then they go and visit someone and they're just perfect kids. So sometimes the kids just need a different person, like a different friend. And from there then you can start slowly sort of guiding them and helping them through whatever issues they're having. So it's more fun, you know? My work, what I do is just fun, literally. It's communicating with people, it's pushing some buttons every now and then, asking questions, and finally it's like looking at a flower. It suddenly opens up and you go like, wow, see? So it's really fun.
So how about an adult then? I mean, what does that process look like? For example, somebody watching this right now and thinking, you know what, maybe I should give Silja a call, but what can they expect? Like, what is the process of working with you look like?
Of course, it's very different from person to person, but what I can do is, let's say we go in and I usually start the physical part, because we all have some, this hurts or that hurts, or I would like to be more flexible or jump higher or do more sit-ups or push-ups or whatever it is that people feel, right? I can't take the stairs or whatever it is. So I go in, first we talk, we do a lot of tests, a lot of physical tests, figuring out, should you be lifting those weights that you're lifting, or should you be doing more stretching, or should we do yoga, should we go into meditation, should we do qigong, should we just go out for a Nordic walk, or whatever it is. So we determine where you're standing physically. What should we do with you, and how much should we work on the physical part?
Now, are these people, when they come at this stage, are they thinking that you're solely a physical trainer?
I always say that I'm a holistic personal trainer, and it includes everything.
So they know that this could help them with their career, with their relationships and all that, their personal life, all that kind of stuff?
If that's what they want to, yes.
All right.
I don't stress that because, as I said, it's so much easier to go outside in. I had a client once, we had 1.5 hour sessions, and we had been doing this for maybe 2 months, and then once she sits down and says, you know what? I think you're sort of like a shrink to me. I was like, what makes you say that? Because we only work out for like 40 minutes and the rest I talk. I'm like, okay, how do you feel about that? I think it's great. So she hadn't really realized what we were doing for those 2 months, and then she suddenly realized it, and she was happy about that, right? So as I'm saying, everyone's welcomed. It doesn't matter what is their level or their stage in their life where they're standing. If they just need in the beginning the physical part, we go from there. But you know what? We're not just the physical bodies. And very often when people say, I can't do this physically, it has nothing to do with their body, that they can't do that they're disabled. It has something to do with this part, because this part is simply talking too loud and not letting the rest of your body move. So that's what I also do.
So how do you quiet down like what's going on up there, and then just let your body
the mind
take
chatter?
over? Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I can do that through different visualization exercises, or I make you just simply talk to me about different subject. I just ask stupid questions so that you will forget what's going on here, think about different things, and suddenly you go like, hey, I'm standing on one leg, lifting the other one up and doing this with my arms. I'm like, yeah. And then you start thinking again, then you fall down. So it literally happens. Let's say I put someone on the ball and I tell, lift your legs up. No, only the ball, sit on the ball, hands on your hips, and lift your legs up. I can't do that, I can't, oh my God, I can. And they fall, and I'm like, start asking questions, and they go like, whoa, I sit. And then it starts again, and then they fall down.
Oh my God.
Oh, but it's okay. You know, it's a learning process, right? Remember, it's the small baby steps. And by taking small baby steps, you can climb the Mount Everest. You just have to keep taking them. And not think that I have to be there tomorrow, right? It's a long journey.
What about like for relationships? So what if someone just wants to have better relationships? Is there anything like would working out, or would this, like how would working out help them?
Well, you have to also realize that sometimes in a relationship, what is wrong is that you just don't feel that you're yourself. You don't have the confidence to be who you really are and who you really want to be. And let's be honest, if you feel crappy about the way your body looks or the way your body feels, I don't know, Hugh, about you, but we women, we know that when we have sort of gained 2 pounds, no one can see those 2 pounds, but you feel that you have gained 2 pounds, right? And you feel crappy about that. So just the fact that sometimes that you work out and you know that you do something good to your body, and of course the talk that we have then about your issues that you're having, also like the mental things that are challenging you, it will all help. Because remember again, you are not just your mind or your soul, you are the whole holistic thing. And we very often forget about that.
Yeah, that's, I was going to say, it's if you forget about it, but you might not even know in the first place that there's more to the body than that. Mm-hmm. But like, I wonder how that goes with your rebirthing situation. Like, do you feel more connected, body, mind, and soul now?
Interesting.
Okay.
Silja, I had a rebirthing session yesterday. Do you know about that?
Yes,
stuff?
I do.
Yeah.
How did you like it?
Yeah, I did. I liked it.
So how do you feel?
I feel different. I feel good. I feel better.
Can you explain that feeling different?
I think I feel lighter.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel, I don't know, just more...
Do you feel more alive?
Alive. Yeah.
That's a very good expression.
Yeah.
Like, alive is a good thing. Because a lot of times people, they just walk around in this life and they're not even aware of the fact that they're not alive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the saying of...
Because they got so much stuff that's been done to them. They've closed down, shut down areas of their feeling, I guess, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you were connecting, right? Thinking and feeling and mind, body, and soul.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you encounter somebody like that you can tell is sort of shut down, or maybe they don't even, maybe they've forgotten who they are. Maybe they're depressed. Maybe they don't know what to do next. Maybe they don't know what they want to achieve next. Like, how do you work with somebody like that? What do you do?
Well, see, I always say, first of all, I'm very picky with my clients. And in the sense that this one really has to be a person who wants to do that. They have to be already taken the step to realize that there's something that's a struggle, a challenge for them. So, and I've been very, very blessed again because I have had clients like that. But it's just the first step. And people have to realize that you don't have to be alone in this process. Mm-hmm. Because very often what we do is like, oh my God, like, no one helps me. You feel the struggle, but you don't really know what's wrong, and you don't really know where to go, what to do. And that's the first thing to realize, that you don't have to be alone. Someone can be there and help you. I mean, you don't start. Do you ever go and start repairing your own car?
Yes, I have.
How did that go?
How did it go? I went okay for a little while.
For a little while, okay, and then you took it to a mechanic, probably, right? I mean,
yeah.
There are people who can help you in different things. I mean, just because we're human beings, we don't know everything that's going on in our human body if you haven't studied it. Mm-hmm. Just because you have been feeling certain feelings doesn't mean that you're a professional in helping yourself to figure out what kind of feelings you're feeling. I mean, people have been studying things for a reason. It's not just, oh, I'm a human being, I can fix myself. Well, you could. How's it going so far? Mm-hmm. So,
do you find that people sometimes they love their problems? They don't want to solve their problems because they're just, people get attached to their issues sometimes.
Well, I also think that this is the thing a lot of us, we go through and say, well, life is supposed to be a struggle. How can I have anything like something easy? I mean, look at that person there. How could they have all this? They haven't been through any struggle. This is unfair. Mm-hmm. Why do we think that we have to go through a lot of struggle? We don't really. But we just love the struggling thing. We feel then we're worthy of whatever we're getting. Mm-hmm. In reality, it's just a mind change. You say, do you choose to brush your teeth every morning and evening?
Yes.
You choose, right? It's not someone standing beside you with a gun and saying, you have to, otherwise your teeth are falling out. They probably will not fall out right away, but you choose to brush your teeth. The same way you can choose to say, you know what? From now on, I choose to be positive. My life is good.
I think that's true, but it's just, it's hard. Like it.
Who makes it hard?
Well, okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, but if you have, I mean, maybe, we were talking about before with the rebirthing, context of that cellular memory. Do you get into that?
Yes.
You know, so people end up storing all that stuff in there at a cellular level, right? So it's, you know, sometimes difficult to really even know what to do or where to begin. Or I was saying, you know, I've tried a million different things. Nothing works until yesterday, maybe.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I would always say the only thing in life we have is a choice. And there are always two choices at least. You go right or left, you go up or down, you choose positive or negative. In that case, there are only two choices. And after those two choices, you have again two choices. And who says that when you get out from the bed, you have to choose the negative one? Oh, I hit my toe, now this day is totally bad, everything's negative. See, I spilled my coffee. See, now I told you I'm in a bad run. Like, this is a vicious circle and it's a bad day. Hey, snap out of it. Is it a bad day or are you making it into a bad day? Who is controlling who? Are you controlling your thoughts or are your thoughts controlling you?
How do you control your thoughts?
Well, you just have to, first you have to choose to say, I am the one who's in charge. And it's not, no one says it's easy. It's extremely simple, but it's not easy. But then again, once you realize that it's only you who makes it difficult, then you can keep on going and saying, okay, you know what? I didn't succeed as I wanted maybe today, but I'll just keep on going. And remembering it's baby steps. It's never the huge, humongous steps that you take that I have to change by today. I have to be a different person. Maybe someone can do that, but a lot of people can't. And then they just have to realize it and acknowledge it, that by taking baby steps, you will get there where you want to. Remember, baby steps can take you up to Mount Everest, but you just have to keep taking them. Or you can fly up there if you're lucky, but well, okay. Just joking.
How can we fly up there, Silja? No, okay.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I do have a sister, yes.
Older or younger?
Younger. And she made me auntie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just recently?
3 months ago, yes. I'm very proud auntie.
So is she here or she's back?
She's back in Estonia.
Okay. And is she in, like, does she have the same, like, kind of attitude and way of life? Or even back to your parents, like?
No. My parents are totally opposite of me. And that's why I think why I am like who I am. I think that my struggles from my home have been definitely the best thing that I have gotten from home, because that has totally changed my attitude, my being, and I can honestly say I am one of the most positive persons you can ever see, because my life is 95% extremely happy, and the rest 98%, and 2% is I'm just a bit less happy.
See, like I don't know how you get to that point where you're just always like, because sometimes, and I know that you have the choice, but even still, like, even if something happens, and I'm like, okay, I could be positive, or I could let it, and I can't, like, I can, but I just choose not to. Like, I don't know why I'm so stubborn like that, but.
Listen, don't think that my life is all without any challenges. I have challenges every single day. And I have just learned to trust the fact that everything will be okay anyhow. If I don't have the answer right now, it will come to me. And you know what? It always does. It might not be the answer that I really want to, but then again, who am I to judge? I really like to say, do you know the saying, if you want to make God laugh, tell him about your plans.
I never heard that. Why?
Why? Well, but isn't it true? You just make the whole list of plans, and guess what? Something comes and totally knocks it all down, and everything changes. And I guess that's the thing when we're talking about the flow of life, right? Don't push against the stream. Just sometimes it's like free falling. Let go and see what happens. And I'm pretty sure most of us will come up again. It's like diving into a water. What happens first? Down, up, right? It's just realizing that what can really happen to you?
Well, the worst that can happen is that you'll die.
Is that really a bad thing? Huh? Is that really a bad thing?
Well, it's going to happen one day anyway, right? So might as well.
Well, that's again, we never know. And
That's
why
true.
would we go and struggle and make our best put our best efforts into sort of protecting ourselves from what we don't even know what's going to happen. Why would you put so much energy into protecting yourself from something you really don't know whether it's even going to happen?
Yes, and yesterday, just something I got out of this session was that like nobody really has the answer, whether you're the prime minister or a priest or a guru or whatever.
No,
nobody knows.
no.
Life's a mystery.
Yeah,
right? Big mystery.
But isn't that so much more fun?
Yeah.
Like if you know the surprise, that someone's gonna throw you a surprise party. And you go there, you go like, hey, hi, yeah, I'm surprised. It's so much more fun when you really go there and you didn't know. Wow. So just enjoy the life. In reality, it is about enjoying every moment. Because you never know.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that makes you struggle even more.
No, it's not a struggle. It's just, okay, say for example, if you, okay, you know how you're talking about like just letting it happen or just like
go
that?
with the flow.
Go with the flow. But how can you tell the difference between going with the flow and then just like being, for lack of a better term, like lazy? Like what's the difference between going with the flow and then just, I'm going with the flow, but you're not really going with the flow. You're just like kind of hiding out.
Well, you will feel that because in your gut, you know whether you're just lazy bum and watching TV.
Okay.
And we all do know that. The trick is to actually listen to what our gut is telling us. Because this one's going on all the time, right? Remember, we have the mind chatter, and this one keeps going and telling us. So in reality, sometimes all you have to do is feel. Not think, but feel. Is this what I want? If no, then you know what? Get up and do something else.
Just practice.
Of course.
Yeah.
Again, baby steps. And acknowledge the fact when you once have done that. Don't say that, oh, I'm so bad, I didn't manage this, oh, now I suck, now I just have to find something else. No, just do it again.
But see, how many times are you supposed to keep doing it? Like, how do you know, like, if you're resisting, like, maybe you just keep doing it because it's wrong for you. So how do you know, like, just to keep trying or, like, to start something?
Well, let me ask you this. How many times do you think a 60-meter sprinter, like a 100-meter runner, is running this 100 meters in this life in order to win the gold medal?
Okay, well, thousands.
There you go. Finally, he gets the gold medal.
That's too long. No, you're right. Totally.
Hey, okay, Silja. So do you work all over Toronto or in a particular part of town?
No,
or?
pretty much everywhere.
Yeah?
What I do is I do one-on-one in wherever people want to do that. And I also do online. I have a lot of clients still back in Europe, so which is only the time difference thing. But otherwise, we use Skype. Yeah. We even do physical exercises and sessions. Sometimes my clients ask, "How can you see me that my shoulders are up? The quality of the Skype isn't even that good." I've been doing it for more than 15 years, so I can see when their shoulders or whatever is up or wrong. So yes, I do it pretty much anywhere.
And I guess if people are watching this right now and they're resonating, right? This is what I think works. Because now they're getting to know you a little bit and they're thinking, yeah, I need Silja to help me out with this. What's the best way for them to get in touch with you to start the ball rolling?
First thing, the easiest is, of course, either to go on my website, which is www.siljasiller.com. SILJASILLER.com, or just send me an email, which is my last name dot first name @gmail.com. So those are the two options. Phone number is maybe also, I don't know.
Well, is that on the website?
Yeah, actually no.
No, if
email
you want to
is
give
easier.
it out. Yeah.
See, email is easier because when I'm coaching, when I'm having a session, then I'm
Yeah.
probably not picking up.
Yeah.
But they can always call me, which is 647-449-4015.
Okay. 4015?
Yes.
And siller.silja@gmail.com?
Yes,
is the email.
exactly.
All right. All right,
Perfect.
Silja. Great to meet you. Great to have this conversation.
Likewise. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
And all the best to you.